Tonight on the ROMELLO Marcellus show, we're going to talk about some money. We're going to talk about the things that are hindering us as blacks, getting ahead, being prosperous, having some understanding and accountability. If that's your bag, hey.
Five, four, three, two, one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the ROMELLO Marcellus show. The fly uncle you always wish you had. Bring them out. Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life. Had to find my inner power. To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you. Today is about the power of you. Check it out. You're now rocking with the best.
Here I am, goddammit. Here I am. Welcome to the ROMELLO Marcellus show. I am he and he is me. Hey, it's another edition. It's Tuesday night. As I stated earlier in the prelude, we are going to get into some topics tonight that are accountability at its best. Look, man, you can say what you want, man. There were a lot of millionaires that were made during COVID, but we're still in the rear running. Okay. If you can hear me, man, throw your thumbs up. Let me know you're in the room. I got a boss coming on the show tonight, man, and I thought I had to pull out something, man, to rise to the occasion, man, to kind of stimulate my mind. Y'all know how I do, man, when I get a taste. It's just like all your uncles, man. When we get a taste, we're going to run our mouth. But you're going to get something out of it, and that's all that matters. Okay? So tonight, man, I'm pairing my makers. This is the 46th year. And I'm going to one of my go-to favorites. I pulled out my private stock, pulled all the bells and whistles out. And, just a little bit, just a taste. Just a taste. Yeah. Just so that we're talking about pairing tonight. I'm pairing this 46 year with let me go into my private stock. Here we go. Nothing but the best. If you can't get Cuba, here's the best you can get right here. This is a Padron 64. This is a 92 series. All right. Look, man, we've been watching a lot of things happen. We've been watching crypto. We've been watching stocks. We've been watching everything, right? But we don't understand is that for us as blacks, we've always been in the first running or the front running as a consumer, okay? As of recent, man, we begin to, to venture off into tech and things of that nature. But our businesses are still failing. My issue with it is this. Why are we always the last to get something, or to obtain something in the realm of wealth, that is? We could spend it up like a motherfucker. Understand this. During COVID, we saved the economy. And contrary to belief, when we talk about have you ever seen the movie Cadillac Records? Columbus Short, he played Little Walter. And when they bought him Cadillacs, he basically said, are you my white daddy? Oh, our white daddy left the office. Because trust me, I'm going to tell you something. Y'all might not like what I'm saying, but black folks, we have gotten the closest that we're going to ever see of reparations during COVID. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you live in D.C., Captain White's, The Wharf, and all those spots, DTLR, all those places, hey, man, let me tell you something. They got rich off of 2020. You didn't even have to have a job to get that $758 a week. But the majority of you invested? Hell no. Let me give you another example. The majority of you motherfuckers out here, you may make $100,000 a year, but you're paying over $2,500 or more in taxes. Go figure. The wealthy don't pay those kind of taxes. You're paying too much anyway. But we're going to talk about it. I got a special guest on tonight, man, and I'll tell you something. His brother Sharp. To me tonight, I got, as a matter of fact, I have to bring him on in. Welcome, brother. I got Stan Long, man. Stan, welcome to the show.
What's going on, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I'm having a problem with you guys' volume. Do I need to turn something up?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, it's just faint.
Okay, what about now? Can you hear us now?
Yeah, let me see. Oh shit.
We'll get him back. And we're back.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's better now. How's that? Is that good?
Yeah, I cut my volume all the way up.
Okay, can you hear us now?
All right.
Is that better?
Yep. Let's go.
Yeah. Now I got the brother on, man. I was saying earlier that it's a shame that we're always the last running when it comes to wealth, and we're the first running as consumers. We've been driven to be that way, and when it comes to black businesses, it's kind of it's a lose-lose. There's a one or two percentile that's actually making it, but they use so many different covers or maneuvers to do it. And the topic tonight is this: can you tell us what's black business's greatest enemy?
And so from my perspective, Romello, I think that for me being an entrepreneur for so long, I see it. One of the things that I feel is a big detriment to us is us as a people.
Say it.
I think that because of the community that we come up in, we kind of have this expectation of each other that once one person gets up, that we kind of owe each other a big favor as a family sort of oriented, situation. So I think they go into it like, look out for me, brother. Look out for me, sister. We family. We black, right? That type of perspective. But it hurts the bottom dollar of the owner of that store, right?
Historically, man, black businesses have always been up against it. It is the most difficult business to fund and to stay open. I mean, you understand that there is an average of the business itself being operable. That's 18 months. That's no time to operate a business. It's a shame that we, even to this day, I think we're ahead of the curve, but we're still being redlined and realigned. I.e., gentrification or regentrification, even with the banks. Over 80% of black people who apply for loans are turned down. Over 80% today. And the numbers are between 2007 and 17, and it's still running. And when people are offered the loans, the prime example, the offers are not the same. You can have a white guy who has a 700 credit score, and you could have the same. But because you don't have a bank account, they'll automatically disqualify you, but they'll offer the white guy an opportunity to open an account with them to approve his loan. And this is what we are accustomed to dealing with. But when we deal with each other, we're always looking for the homeboy or homegirl deal. We're not willing to pay the individual what they're worth or what their sweat equity is or their brain trust is to even venture out into opening a business, because it takes a lot.
It definitely takes a lot. So Mello, like as far as the solution, one of the other problems that I'm saying, I'm a part of Black Wall Street, DMV, right? Black Wall Street addresses some of these issues. So I see that by default, we were able to create wealth based on us only being able to spend money with ourselves, right? It was by default. We couldn't spend money with whites or others. We could only work for them. So what happened was we built up our own community because the money came and couldn't leave, right? The money stayed. Right. So one of the things we had to do is have enough in each other to have great production, great situations when people come to see our business. We want it to be great production all the way across the board, white, black, or indifferent. We want anybody to be served well. In return, we want to keep the dollar in the community. That way we will make people want to come and do business with us. on a squared up level. In other words, they wouldn't come begging and borrowing if we gave them the whole conglomerate of what most businesses are giving out, the whole
Right.
shebang. We want to make it top shelf, high end. And so we can do that by uh, supporting each other's businesses and growing one at a time. See, in Black Wall Street, they had a laundromat. Then they opened up a grocery store. Then they opened up a library. So we have to be more strategic and stop thinking that we need so much help from the outsiders, and we have to help ourselves for once. And by doing that, we have to be solid with each other and stop begging and borrowing so much. But look at the bigger cause. Look at what you're sowing into that store, not just the fact that you're buying a product.
Yeah, the programming is everything. We've been programmed to believe that we are not supposed to have it. And if we do, we're slighted even by our own, which is a shame. You go into Louis Vuitton, you go into Gucci, you go into Moncler, any one of those stores, I promise you won't see a for sale sign in the window. The price is what it is, and it's non-negotiable. But when we do that, or we have products that we're selling, everybody wants to negotiate. Oh man, that's too much. Oh man, I can go up the street and get it for, they're willing to do that with us. Amongst ourselves, we're haggling, as opposed to being proud and a cheerful giver that my brother opened a restaurant, or my brother opened a school, or my brother opened up a daycare. Let me help him. Let me send my kids there. Let me help him, draw some business. Let me help him by backing him with a scholarship to bring some kids into there, so we could take those expenditures off of their parents, so we can rebuild our community. So like it was in Greenhaven, at the town in Tulsa, and also Charlotte.
For sure.
The power
But to
base is
back off of what you said though, Romello, I don't think that the black and brown community sees the worth, the value in each other's business. As far as going into a white or other establishments, we see value in it, so we treat it as such. We don't look for discounts. We don't expect them, but we don't see the value when we put our own products out, and we have to value each other more. It goes all the way back to the slavery thing, where we just been devalued to the point where we start doing it to ourselves. So even
right.
with the redlining and the whole nine, if we were more connected, we would have more revenue to put together our own communities. We wouldn't have to go with, they have black banks that we could deal with, one or two that we could deal with. Starting
Industrial Bank is an excellent bank. Shout out to
that's one
Industrial
of the
Bank.
things I see we could do to kind of curb it. We keep going back to oppressor, asking him not to be an oppressor, and I just don't see that happening. I don't think that that's realistic. I think that we have to do for self now.
Well, I see that one of our biggest enemies is, once again, as you said, to reiterate retrospectively, us. We have to get beyond the brokenness, where we have to medicate ourselves with things, the names and the brands and that kind of stuff. It's good to treat yourself, but you have to be willing to heal your own. How's that? Fortify your own before you go out and fortify somebody else's. I was talking about earlier on another show about relations, right? Race relations and racial relations across lines. Our women, and I hate to say this, our sisters are willing to do that more than we are. Our situation is not because we choose. The majority of us want to end up with one that looks like our mother. But because of the cards that have been dealt, the medication of it all and the propaganda has been dealt that certain things are better on the other side, when in actuality it isn't. You have to deal with yourselves first. The medication of it all, or the self-medication of it, is to say that, hey, if I make $1, I'm going to spend half of that dollar with someone that looks like me. And that's it. We have plenty of opportunities, even in the zones that were there or that are not there anymore, that we didn't take advantage of. When we get mad with the Asians or the Indians or whoever that come over and put their little stores up, they hate us, but they'll take our dollar and take our dollar back to their community. Be it still, we go and spend our money with them, buy the fake hair, whatever we buying, because they know that this is how we move. They've studied us. We have to put that work in and be willing to study them or other folks other than ourselves and how they handle money. Because hell, look at it. The majority of us has failed in school because they don't even teach you about money in school. They can teach you.
That's right.
Teach you how to count, but they're not going to teach you how to make money or how to manage money. And the real goal at the end of the day is not to be working for money. It's to do things that are actually going to change people. This is going to garner you the wealth. Look at all your people that are at the top of the chain right now. All of those people have done something that's changed people. The way we look at things, the way we view things, even down to TikTok. I mean, it's just that, the things we see. But we have to be better with one another as far as respecting and supporting, even this platform here. You have a lot of people who have great ideas, but they won't chime in. They'll sit and watch. Let me tell you something, people. I'm going to start calling your punk asses out because I can see you in my analytics. I paid a lot of money for the shit that I'm running here tonight. So I can see you. So I'm going to start putting your face right here next to mine and say, see this bum? Got a lot to say, highly intelligent, but they won't come on here and share with you. Stingy shit. We have to stop that. We have to stop. Yeah. Now,
I think also though we have to see, like I said, see the value, and we don't think we can do it. Like we really seem to have a real complacent attitude about business as far as betting on each other and believing in each other. That's why we devalue each other's businesses, right? Like quick story, I had a beauty and barber supply store when I was 23, Blanksburg Beauty and Barber Supply. A young lady walked in. I was young, so I don't think she thought I owned it. And so she came in, black sister. She grabbed the hairspray off the counter. She sprayed it all in her hair. Hey, ROMELLO, she sprayed her whole head, right? She set the top, put the top on, set the can back down, and went directly out of the store. So I don't think that she would do that at Sally's. I don't think that she would do that at a few others. But because I was a black person and she felt comfortable coming in, I think that it was a thing where she didn't value my business at all, not even caring if it was my business. She wouldn't do that anywhere. She picked my store. So I think we have to have a little bit more value for each other in general, though. In general, we should have a little more value for each other, and that would come with respect of the dollar. See, by default, back then we got rich because we couldn't spend money with whites or others. We had no choice. So we was forced, right? So now we have to be more intentional and understand it's a bigger purpose. Because eventually, if we don't use each other, we're gonna run out of luck. Because we running into a time now where without us, we all we got. Like
That's
we
right.
don't really be all we got for real.
Yep. I I've heard stories. I had a few friends who owned salons and things of that nature, and they would say that they could hear, and it's petty to listen to it, but people would say, "Shit, I'm not paying for their fucking Benz or their lifestyle or whatever by blah blah blah." But I feel if the service is warranted and the product is what it should be, and they're offering a great service, and why not patronize them? If the person's doing, living their life, I mean, they could be an inspiration to somebody. I mean, you're investing still, showing someone else that they can do it. But
Yeah, I think that they definitely don't see the value, but I think that shows like your show and the issues that we're talking about now should bring more value. Like we have to respect each other's platform. We have to know that first of all, just to be black and own a platform or own a store, own a business is tough.
it's
Right? They
very tough.
expect you to fail in the first 3 years because they know you don't have the marketing and advertisement dollars and all the things that it takes to project the money. So the first thing is to get the support from the community without the advertisement. So that's going to
Exactly.
take respect. It's going to take the fact that you got a beauty and barber supply store or a grocery store or whatever the hell you got in the community that's black owned. Don't shy away from it because it's black owned. You know how we do. Oh man, I heard such and such own that, and the first thing that happens is they'll start telling you some negative shit. What they don't
Exactly.
have, that they don't have this, and it ain't like the Giant, and it ain't. And so we have to stop doing that because Giant might have corporate dollar where we
Exactly.
have some independent dollar. So we
But
really have to respect the whole situation as a whole, and
we're
that
not
should
willing.
make you want to sow more into the situation and not take from it.
Exactly. But what we have to understand is that Giant wouldn't be in our communities if they weren't getting our dollar. So who comes first? Is it the corporation or is it the consumer? The corporation's nowhere without the consumer. This has been proven retrospectively. 18 months. 18 months is the average lifespan of the small black business, and the lights are out.
Yep.
18 months. It is almost impossible for black business to obtain government funding or prime lending. It's impossible. even with real estate, as I stated before, the average, you look at the percentiles between 2007 and 17 and on to now, 80% of real estate or home purchase loans by blacks are denied, period. So what do? We have to create our own rights, our own investment groups, those kind of things. We have to believe in each other. I had a meeting matter of fact, I think it was last year with a group of promoters. And I challenged them, and I'm still waiting for them to get back at me. The question in the meeting that was basically, why are certain fees so high when it comes to venues or rental, and why are their monies limited? It's because you don't own a venue. Ownership is everything. Now you actually have the table. You don't have a seat. You own the whole table. And I was stating that you can have a membership of or a collective of promoters. If everyone's name or their business is involved with it as a shareholder in this business, then you put up a premium. Whether that premium is $10,000 or $20,000, it buys you in. It gets you at least 2 to 3 events at cost for the year. Maybe $1.25 a seat. You split the concession, and everything goes back to the pot. You still rent out to other promoters in other markets, and you go and recreate the wheel. At that point, now you have your own anthem. You have your own Cap One. You have your own, it's not called Staples, but the crypto arena in LA. You have your own thing. But the same thing is applicable to any business, whether it's a lounge, whether it's a spa, whether it's a accounting firm or a construction company. People won't get together because we feel that this little bit of change is all I got. This is what we've been bred to be and do. It's all I got. I don't trust you, and you'll take my money. Well, scared money never make money. So
a lot of those things really happen though in real life. So we have to get to the trust factor. Like, we have to get to a point where we really do trust each other enough to even go in business or trust the business to do. The first thing, we come from a perspective where we've been beat a lot. We've been cheated out of a lot. We've been backstabbed and all this other kind of stuff. So we don't really have the trust factor to say, yeah, this brother got my back and we can go in business together. But we got to get there. And once we get to that point, bro, we can really start doing some bigger stuff. Like, we have really good minds as black people. We can put our minds together and put our resources together. This is what we're going to need to do. We can start buying up land. But we have to trust each other. I see the Hispanic brothers and sisters will get a house and put 2 or 3 families in the house, right? And then they'll build up the wealth, and then one of them will branch off, and they'll grab 2, 3 other families and put them in another house. And then one of them will branch off. So they do community work. We have to be community again. And this is where I think we fail in each other. Like, we don't respect each other enough to be community. And we need to do that, because now's the time. Black people, a lot of us benefited during the pandemic. A lot of us did some great things during the pandemic. A lot of us got creative. A lot of people, created more wealth for themselves. Using the time and ability that they were allotted during that time. They couldn't go out, they couldn't do stuff, so they became thinkers. So we can keep continuing to do that and use that as the leverage. We need to use it as leverage to really be intentional. I just don't believe that we're intentional enough. We always have to be force. In other words, we are reactionary. I want us to be actionary instead of just being reactionary. I want us to go first. I want us to say we're good enough and jump out there and really make some decisions based on us, not based on what we reacting to after they didn't do this for us or wouldn't give this to us. Now we have to react to it. I want us to be first. Like, jump out there and be intentional.
Exactly. Well, the it's Christmas, might as well say. Something we bought into, lock, stock, and barrel. And we're going to continue it because we got kids and grandkids, and they have to be kids. But at the same time, while we're sitting there, a lot of us are going to be, I can't wait till tax time. Damn shame. I want all my money now. On another show, I'm going to show you. You got to come back. I have to get this with you, because there's a pyramid and there's a structure that you can be used. Let's say you made $200,000 a year. Okay, let's say you're a real estate company, and let's just say per property you flipped out, whether it's a multi-unit, single family, commercial, your profit or your gains were $200,000. Let's say, well, we're speaking at the time where you could use your HUD-1 as income. Boom. There is a way, and this is how the wealthy do it, that they only pay $9,800 in taxes. Do you know that 6 properties could roll in $1.2 million? There is a portion of this structure that you can actually keep up to $1.6 million tax free, but no one will tell you about it. There's only a few that know about it, and they continuously reinvent the wheel, and they keep space in between. We have to get to the point where we don't need to go and ask anyone for anything. Our paper is enough. I don't, and the way I do business, and honestly, the way I do business with banks, you will never see me until it's time to sign something. We closing on something, I'll show up. Other than that, I'm never walking in your door. You'll never ever be able to size me up. You better believe I have other entities that I will actually use to fund what I do. I'll tell a lot of people, look at your names, look at your birthright. If it's Shaquisha, Johnny Mac, or any of those things, trust me, they're going to draw a red line right through your name. Your zip code, your area code is the same thing. My area code is 22101. There are a lot of people that pay for area codes, so that when those paperwork, that paper goes out, the algorithm will allot you that medium. So where you are really matters. I was talking to someone who was actually building a home in which is one of the wealthiest black counties in the country, Prince George's County. But when you talk to the banks or the fiduciary institutions, they will tell you that is a low to medium income area, and they lend accordingly. So you can go out there and you can build a $2-3 million house, but I guarantee you, if you ever decide to resell it, you ain't gonna get nothing towards it. Their per capita is between $350,000 and $600,000, and that is the max. And anything above that, you're getting a jumbo, an arm, and you're going to have to come with the money to get it done. Builders love it because they get the property a lot of times at default to develop. They're not spending any money. I'll tell you what, prime example. 2 years back, I had a deal down in Knoxville, Virginia, 77 acres of land. A buddy of mine had it, and they were doing soccer camps, like the fields and the field house. The owner was a white guy. He was about to die. The son didn't like my partner. I actually brokered the deal to get the land. He said, okay, look, this is what we want to do. I want to sell the land. I want $3 million. Cool. I did the paperwork to get into the courts to have the moratorium lifted on the land, because a lot of the land down is historic. All this behind the scenes, I never showed my face. Just did paperwork. We were able to get the 77 acres of land, and I brokered the deal to NV Homes, which is Ryan Homes. Ryan came back with $1.5 million to begin to bring the infrastructure, the land, the sidewalks and the water. No dollars ever went on the table. All of this was merely the agreements. Everything was subject to. The property is still sitting there, and it is right now, because of COVID, it was slowed out. But right now, it's right at about 78% sold. And these are estate homes. On the back end of his $3 million, he wanted a certain percent. I'm not even getting into it, but he'll make more than what he made or would have made at an outright sale. So his family's covered, but everybody else in the deal is covered as well. Once the settlement, or after everything's settled, you're talking about between 23 and 13 million is the difference. Partner is sitting there with the land, pulls some of the property back. Amazon actually has a data center there. No money changed hands. The only money that was there was the monies that came in from NV Homes. The owners got a chunk of the change. Everything else went in. He was able to contract out the infrastructure with another group, and they're a part of the takedowns. So every parcel that goes, there is the actual cost, profits, and then the net takedown. So everybody gets paid. What I'm saying is there are so many ways to do business, good business, without ever having to show your hand or to become a slave to the rhythm, meaning you got to go and take your pants down for the bank for them to bend you over. And yeah, that's that. But you have a lot of developers who are willing to do that, and they have the means of the wherewithal to do the creative financing. But we can get creative with each other.
Yep.
If you're in the hair
Can
business,
we do
hell, I
that?
don't know shit about the hair business, but you can travel. I'll buy an airplane ticket, go over to India and wherever you got to go before they shut the borders down and get that hair and come on back, and then we can talk the dollars and the numbers. This is how we have to deal with one another, and then market and promote, or cross promote, advertise with one another to build the brands. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, Romello. That's exactly what I'm talking about, brother. We got to get together. If you could do something I can't do, and I have the bag and you don't, or
Yeah.
vice versa, then I should bet on your talent and get a percentage of what you talented at, and then we grow some other talent in the neighborhood. And next thing you know, we got a whole ass community full of things that's really good, and one person invested in it, that grew, and another person invested. So you can also, Industrial Bank is a pretty good bank. It's a black-owned. It's not totally black-owned. I think it's 51% ownership of black minority-owned bank. They do a lot of business with us as well. We have to start investing back into those type of things. Go to them and go as a group, right? Get to 2 or 3, like he said. You made a good point. Investment groups. That's something that others do that we don't do. Again, trust. We have to trust each other to come together. It costs about $30 million to open up a bank. There's a lot of black people in America that have $30 million or can get it from 2 or 3 of friends and come together and own banks. We don't have that going on in our community, but we have the money. It's going out the door repeatedly, but we're not putting it in the right places. So we can get together with brilliant minds to start really being intentional and do this kind of stuff. $30 million is not a lot of money when you got some billionaires out here that's like, excuse my French, but just basically pissing in the wind. $30 million. They'll put that on a yacht. They'll put that on a trip to the space or whatever the hell they do. And it has nothing to do with community. No.
Yep. Cash or credit. And there's so many people out here flailing around with 750s and 800s. And yeah. Signatures work, people. Signatures work. But see, so many people say, well, I don't want to mess my credit up. Well, shit, what are you going to do? Let me give you some game, people. Debt is wealth. Debt is good. Debt is good.
That's right. Good debt, bad debt. Good debt, bad debt.
Come on, damn it.
Good
Wealth
debt,
is
bad
good.
Debt.
Debt is good. Most people will say, well, I make $150,000 a year, but you know what? What do you bring home? You don't have any minors? What are you bringing home? And let's say it again. Now, the Schedule C's, that shit's gone out the window. So you can't itemize nothing. So what are you getting back on your taxes, actually? No. Where is it going?
And if you don't have ownership, if you're a W-2 employee, you cannot write anything off. As a 1099 employee or a person who's self-employed, should I say, 1099 person, this person can write off the cleaners, their clothes when they go out. If I go talk to you at a restaurant about business for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, that means that whole meal is written off. If I travel somewhere, I went to do business, that flight is written off. When I get to the hotel, there's a hotel expense because it's business. You as a W-2 employee, you can fly wherever you want. You can do whatever you want. You can't write it off. This is why Warren Buffett was able to write off more taxes than his actual secretary, because she made way less, but she had no write-offs, and you can write off everything. So that's one reason that you need to be self-employed, A, and you need to support these businesses that got out there and took the shot, B, because they're going to need these things to help balance the business out for the write-off. That's what gets you business more than 2-3 years without going under. You have to have the write-offs. You have to have participation in your business. You have to have people coming through the door.
Husbands, couples, let me tell you something. Put your black women in power. I'm going to give you some game. $3.99. My Uncle Ron was one of the first millionaires to receive an 8A grant. As a kid, I wrote this first spec that he did, which was Tech World. It sits on 9th Street in D.C. That is the Ramada and Renaissance, that whole circumference. I was a kid and I wrote that construction spec. His first outlay was $20 million. And you're talking about in the early to mid 80s. Couples, I'll say this again. if you have a wife, couple, whatever it is, make that woman or put her in a position to go get that 8A certification. Because she's a double minority, they're going to set the money aside for her or for your business, up to $250,000 in set-asides per year. This is the way this is set up. It's just another opportunity, another tool to put in your chest, people.
That's good game right there, brother. Hey, that's good game right there. And let me tell you something that happens with those loans. After a certain period of time, once the minority doesn't grab hold to that loan, they'll throw it back into the pool, and then the majorities are able to come and benefit. So they wait because they know that we don't be eligible. We don't know about even eligibility periods. We don't know that the funding is there. We don't know that sisters are double minorities. We have to stop that in the household. You can't divide the household, and then she can't go nowhere if y'all divide in the argument. You can't even. So you have to get together in that and say, look, this is what we're gonna do. And that credit, that leverage your credit, get you some business lines of credit. You get 3 trade lines, 3 open trade lines. That's all you need to start with is 3 open trade lines. That just means 3 things that you have to pay back in 30-day increments. Trade lines. Once you have 3, you can leverage that. Once you get that credit up, you want to get to at least a 720. You want to get you in the 7s. Once you get up there, you get 2-3 other people you know they got that. You can go to the bank and get you some millions. See, you don't do it by yourself. You have to get to a group, like we said, an investment group. You got a 720, he got a 760, and my man down there got a 780. Y'all go together, you stroke that pen, you have a plan, get a proposal. They can't deny you because they have to find people worthy to pay them back money in order to make interest. That's the only way they get their bag. So they need you to get their bag.
That's right. That's right. It's the mental thing, man. I guess that, a lot of us have been accustomed to doing things the way we've been doing them on our own. I'm out here by myself. My mama don't do nothing. And the thing is, even with our community, you think about how many mamas is living in the same house she lived in 30, 40 years ago, and the damn thing ain't paid off. But she got 4 children paying 4 different rents or mortgages somewhere else. The fuck is up with that? I mean, it starts at home. I mean, if you're not, I guess the habits, they say what you do in your home, you do in the street. So if you live in the same way and you have those, I got to have my own, okay, well, what about mama? You should always have that. That should be a part of your legacy, your mama's legacy, your kids, and so on and so forth. My father, before he closed his eyes, he said, man, look, this is the property. And as long as the Jackson stays in here, you'll always have a home. Paid off, paid for, And
Hey, not to cut you off, Romello, that's a good point you just made. That's something that's very important. Don't rush to sell your property. If you have had that property for a long time and he knock on that door and make you a light offer, just know it's a light offer. When they find you, they really want your property. That means it has a lot of value in it. They're not going to tell you the full value in it. Leverage it. Once they knock on your door, find out why they knocked on your door. Find out what's in your house, because you can take that same money and leverage your own house and get you some more property, right? You can do those things. Those people knocking on your door, give you $100,000, $200,000 for a $700,000 property. Those not your friends. Take that same advice. Keep that property. Call somebody that's in real estate. Always know when you call an agent, it's free if you're trying to purchase some property. You don't need to give the agent anything for that. You're a buyer, right? The seller gonna pay the commission on that. So you can get free advice. You don't even have to particularly use them for that situation, but you can summon someone to get some free advice. Always get some counseling before you jump out there. Use that credit. Let's use that credit. Get you some credit. I know you're out there throwing your bricks around trying to get you a quick $250,000. You selling pills, you doing this and that. You're going to get that bag and you're going to buy that cash business. It's other people's money. OPM. Don't worry about your bag. Get the credit. It's going to take you about $2,000. You don't need the $250,000. Get the $2,000. Get you some credit together. Leverage the credit and save yourself some jail time. How about that?
That's right. Let's say it again. Say it again. I can tell you, man, shit, when I first started touching the real estate, it was probably back in 96. And we were buying it by the block. And a lot of it was sight unseen. And even the banks that were funding it, they would be in the Midwest. They fuck it, whatever. Yep. Property was probably worth $17,500. We would tell them $36,500. Take $17,500 off the top, roll the other monies back into it, resell it 4 and 5 at a time. giving the new purchaser 12 grand at closing, they were happy.
That's it.
We would strip it down and keep it moving. But
That's it.
the thing is now, even a lot of investors, prime example, you know what? I spoke on the show retrospectively once again about Zillow and their purchases. They were doing it, but the component was when you get so big, you don't even think about the lowly folks, the contractors that are willing to go in and do those works, the little management companies that are willing to go and collect your rents in the middle of the night from somebody who's a gun toter or anything. You know, these are the things, unsavory neighborhoods you're not willing to go into, but you're looking to do a quick flip. And we get caught out there by the pictures and the things we see on the web. But at the same time, what Zillow has done, they've sold those properties to institutional groups, funding or hedge funds or that kind of thing. The little guys like us, if we're out here sitting out here by ourselves, I mean, shit, we had to be in excess of $200-300 million to even talk to them because they've packaged it 9 times out of 10 and sold it right back on the stock exchange and the mortgages. Yeah. So, I mean, there's more ways than one to skin a cat. I mean, get your credit right, set up a business. Everybody should have a business set up and start building that credit. Get you a Fingerhut card, get you a Uline account, get you a Granger account, and start doing it. I'm gonna tell you a good hustle. I know someone who still does it. They got their Granger account and they were buying supplies and they profited greatly during COVID. They would buy bulk sanitizers, bulk tissue, bulk whatever, you know, because you had a commercial account, and then they would sell it at cost, and a small markup. But hell, $100 was $100 on a markup, especially if it didn't cost you anything. You were able just to pay your bill. You know,
that's exactly right.
Yeah, and at the same time, getting that paydex score up, and now you can go and sign for a whole lot of stuff. You can basically kill yourself off and let your business operate for you, and use that corporate veil to mask a whole bunch of shit that you're doing. Because trust me, believe me, Uncle Sam will want his cut if you start to really prosper. So yeah, you have to cushion yourself like the wealthy.
And for that
free game for $3.99.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
We got toys over here, man. Listen,
I see. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's somebody listening, Romello, that may be coming from the bottom. They want to get out there. They want to start fresh. Maybe they coming home from prison. Maybe they got fired and messed their credit up, lost the property, whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. Real quick, you can get your credit together without having to use your own credit as well. So the way to leverage that is find you 3 people, like I said. 3. Now, don't find nobody with whack credit, though. Find 3 people with strong credit lines, right? All you want to ask them to do is become a card holder, which means they're going to add your name to one of their A credit lists. Like they have a card that they paid on time, paid as agreed for 5-10 years, and it has an excellent rating. Just want to add you on that card as a card holder. They don't have to give you the card. You can't use the card. You don't have free money now. It's just a credit line. And so what it does is give you the same access to the credit that they've already established. Do that with 3 people real quick, and you can see your score shoot up real quick, and you'll have some credit established. So
authorized user accounts, correct?
Go buy something to open up a credit line. You can use people's credit line that's already available to you if they trust you enough to do that. They don't have to give you the card. Tell them you don't want the card. You just want to be added on.
So authorized user accounts.
Authorized user, 3 people. That's all you need. Nice. Mama, cousin, daddy, sister, aunt, somebody. Tell them off the front. I won't have access to your card. I just want to be added as an authorized user because that gives me access to the credit. I'm trying to get my credit straight. They don't have to. They won't even see your statements. You won't see their statements. You won't know anything about their credit at all.
Mm-hmm. And there are companies that actually do that too. I think you can search online. Yeah. One of the companies is My Jewelry Club. I think they're still reporting where you can actually go online and you buy a piece of their garbage, junk jewelry, like $99, and they'll report to the bureaus for like $5,000 of unsecured credit.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. And I think it's a yearly membership. There's a few other companies that do that, I think. Yeah. But yeah, if you got relatives or friends that are willing to do it, hey man, by all means, get it done.
By all means, brother. Hey, I'm gonna say this, man. You got an amazing show. I love the platform.
Thank you.
I love how informative you are. You do your homework. You bring facts. You bring stats. Hey, man, it's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I gotta come on, man. I gotta come on here. If y'all are on, man, I tell you something. Even if you're not, you gotta log on Thursday nights, man. The spotlight over the city. This is Stan's and his wife's platform, man. And I tell you, dope, truly dope. I got to come on, man, and sit there and have some fun. I gotta come sing with y'all because
Hey, you got to get on
my
there,
man
brother.
got a
I want
voice.
you to get out there. I want you to get that story out there too, man. We got to talk about what you got going on now and all the other stuff. You had some adversities you have overcome big time. I'm super proud of you too, brother.
Yeah,
And
wrapping it
very
up now.
intelligent brother, man. You super sharp.
One thing about me, there's no embellishment. I God told me, he said, man, it's something your story. The people told your story. You don't even have to tell it. Just put it in the book and sell it. And that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Well, you got a book too, man.
Yeah, I do. I have a book, A Gangster's Cry. It'll be actually live in the next 2 weeks. It should go live. I'm also shooting a film called The Gangster's Cry, so look out for that. It'll be I'll be
That's what's up.
posting. It'll be all over the place soon.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Man, boss is on here doing things. I'm following lead. I got to get my
Hey, you humble, brother, but you ain't following no lead. You always got something cooking. I already know. I don't have to talk to you. I just already smell what you're cooking. I can smell it.
Yeah. Gotta keep my hands dirty, man. Never clean, man.
That's how we eat, right?
Gotta stay working. Gotta stay working.
That's how
working
we
when
eat,
people
man.
are not. Yep.
Yeah, but I'm proud of you though. This platform is amazing. And I hope some people got something out of it because it was some good information that was given out tonight on this platform so far.
Thank you. I truly appreciate you coming on, man, and spreading your sunshine to this platform.
Anytime. I would love to come on, man. Any subject, anytime. I would love to be a part.
I thank you for sharing your time this evening, man. And yeah, man, we gotta keep pushing. We gotta keep instilling the positivity and the encouragement to our people, man. They need us.
Yeah,
they need us. Yeah. So I thank you for coming in, man. Thank you for coming on to the show, man. I'm not going to hold you up too much longer, man. I know you got important things to do, and yeah, it's been a stone gas stratosphere. Yeah, truly.
Yeah, but I appreciate that. Much blessings to you. You're a very humble person, so they don't know who they really dealing with. But I'm here to let them know you got yourself a beast on your hands. This guy's super intelligent. He's super sharp, and he got a lot cooking. So you guys stay tuned. I promise you won't be let down.
Thank you. Hey, I think someone's chimed in. I think someone had something for you. Oh, there's a lot of people just showing up love, man. They're just showing love. Thank you. Hey. Great conversation, brothers, is what someone said.
Great conversation.
Thank you.
Let's do it again soon.
For sure, man. Anytime. Salute. Yeah, thank you for joining, man, tonight. If you like this, man, if you like the show itself, once again, man, you can follow us on YouTube, man. Click in there, just put in the ROMELLO MARCELLOUS show, and it's just that simple. Boom, just like so. And you can find us on all platforms, or find me on all platforms on YouTube, Patreon, Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook as well. And yeah, I'll show you some love too. We're on Instagram as well. Like I said, just put in ROMELLO MARCELLOUS show. And if you want that merch, man, we got your shirts. Yeah, we got red, black, we got white. Also, we got the hoodies and crew necks. And yeah, teach one, each one, teach one. Be encouraged, man. Listen, and all you'll get you some understanding. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something. Anything you decide you want to do, you can do it. Put your hands, put your mind to it. They thought Noah was crazy until it began to rain. And as I say all the time, wealthy folks, they don't chase money. They chase things that change people. And because Noah began to work and continued to work because he was asked to, his motions changed people. Because trust me, they butts drowned as he went with him. So be one of the chosen ones, man. Listen, don't worry about who loves you. Love on you so folks know how to love on you. Okay? And all you're getting, get your understanding, continue to grow, be positive, be powerful. Positivity is power. Okay? Control your emotions. Be not driven by those things. Okay? Apply yourself. It's never about the money. It's about the connections, the relationships and people. Okay? All right? Listen, don't worry about who loves you. Like I said before, as long as you're loving you, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. You loving you. Okay? At the end of the day, can't nobody love you like you. And man, just know I love you too. Good night.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. It's the ROMELLO Marcellus Show. The fly uncle you always wish you had. Bring them out. Here to give you every aspect of game from a real player's perspective. It's the biggest boss from business, entertainment, love, and life.
Had to find my inner power.
To fashion, etiquette, and current events. Major show alert. All to enhance the happiness already inside you.
Today is about the power of you.
Check it out.
You're now rocking with the